You've lived, you've laughed, and you've learned a thing or two along the way. But nothing quite hits home like a good old quote that's both sharp and hilarious. Today, we've gathered outrageously funny lines, the kind that only the truly wise can grin at and nod. Let's see how many of these gems strike a chord with you. The male is a domestic animal which, if treated with firmness and kindness, can be trained to do most things. Women always worry about the things that men forget. Men always worry about the things women remember. Middle age is when your age starts to show around your middle. By the time you're 80 years old, you've learned everything. You only have to remember them. The hardest years in life are those between 10 and 70. Older people shouldn't eat health food. They need all the preservatives they can get. You know, somebody actually complimented me on my driving today. They left a little note on the windscreen. It said, "Parking fine." If everything is coming your way, you're in the wrong lane. If God wanted us to bend over, He'd put diamonds on the floor. I have never been jealous, not even when my dad finished 5th grade a year before I did. I like long walks, especially when they are taken by people who annoy me. Tragedy is when I cut my finger. Comedy is when you fall into an open sewer and die. The first law of dietetics seems to be, if it tastes good, it's bad for you. In the digital age, protecting privacy should come first. Am I alone in thinking that mass secret surveillance is totally over the line? I have a Dali-esque belief. The world will always lack one thing: outrageousness. Mainstream media often pushes their own narrative. They ignore facts and favor their slant. That's what really frustrates me. I could just stand still on stage, and people would still say I was shocking. Creativity means breaking free from habit. That's what I believe and teach. If your idea doesn't feel a little wild, it's probably too safe. What really bothers me is the online campaign against Dan Rather and CBS. It's like a digital witch hunt, and it's way overboard. The same kind of thinking that restricts women's rights in Somalia is what I face while being held captive. It's unbelievably harsh. I don't need to force anything. Being outrageous is just who I am. I chose a bold, exaggerated way to express myself. It was my path to being noticed. To me, nothing is more appalling than mistreating society's most vulnerable. Our laws should reflect how serious those crimes are. The natural order of the world is already so bizarre, it's as unbelievable as any so-called miracle. I love comedy that's straight-faced while being completely absurd. That contrast is golden. I'm not into flashy or wild appearances. That's just not my vibe. It's ridiculous that we treat billionaires like sages just because they're rich. Money doesn't equal wisdom. When I act, I like popping in, being ridiculous for a few days, and then returning to my real work. The more outrageous a paradox sounds, the stronger it often is. That's the strange power of contradiction. While I enjoy over-the-top comedy, I sometimes feel stuck always being that wild guy, especially outside of work. Dare to be outrageous. Laugh at the scared ones and embrace the beautiful weirdness that liberty allows. You know what I'm gonna do? Something truly radical, tell the truth. I adore 80s comedies like Working Girl and Outrageous Fortune. They shaped my love for bold, hilarious storytelling. God's grace isn't just generous. It's wildly extravagant, reckless, and scandalously inclusive. He seems to love with no filter, calling the most unlikely people his own. Young love doesn't care about logic or limits. It's messy, fiery, and absolutely blind to reason. You can be the most sincere person alive and still be a brilliant liar. Life is stitched together with stories and sweet inventions. I'm not in the business of shocking fashion. I design sporty, simple clothes, the kind that don't scream for attention, just fit your life. In farce, characters face absurd chaos. But to them, it's real. There's no comfort in knowing the audience is laughing. Denying equal education is more than unfair. It's outrageous. It weakens our economy and deepens the gap between the haves and the have-nots. If even one of these made you smirk, chuckle, or say that's too true, you're one of the wise ones. Go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, because laughter may not cure everything, but it sure keeps the spirit young.